Video ist nicht verfügbar. Warum ist Video nicht verfügbar? Jetzt ja. So. Läuft es, das haben wir aus. Perfekt. So. Jetzt kann es losgehen. So, meine lieben Freunde, herzlich willkommen zu unserem weiteren Stream. Ich werde heute mal ein bisschen Call of Juarez ganz länger spielen. Ich habe eigentlich bis jetzt nur Positives darüber gehört. Ich habe es nie erfahren, nie gespielt, sagen wir es mal so. Und dadurch, dass jetzt so Red Dead Redemption in ca. 2 Wochen, glaube ich, kommt, kann ich mal gerade gucken. Ich habe nämlich das Game schon vorbestellt. Und da werden wir dann gemeinsam Red Dead Redemption streamen, spielen, aufnehmen, keine Ahnung. Es ist ungefähr in gute 3 Wochen. 2 Wochen. Gute 2 Wochen ist es soweit. Und darauf werden wir uns jetzt einfach ein bisschen hier spielen. Da labern wir nicht viel und machen einfach mal ein bisschen die Story. Machen wir erstmal auf normal. Ich kenne mir das Spiel nicht aus und schauen wir mal, was so geht.
Don't I know you, sir?
Don't believe so. I haven't been here in many years. Name's Silas Greaves.
Silas Greaves? The bounty hunter?
Used to be.
Ah, what are you doing here in Abilene?
Just passing through. Got a little business to take care of.
Well, sir, it would be an honor if you would allow me to buy you a beer.
Hell, son, it would be my honor to drink it.
I'm Molly. Howdy.
I'm Dwight. That's Jack and Steve. Ben's behind the bar. Oh, I bet you got some great stories.
A couple.
Any of them true?
Jack, be nice.
A few.
What about your shootout with Henry Plummer's gang in Bannock, Montana? Is that where you started as a bounty hunter? That's what it says in this here dime novel.
Don't believe everything you read in them dime novels, boy. First man I hunted was back when I was riding with Billy the Kid.
You knew Billy the Kid?
Damn right. That scrawny son of a bitch had no fear. Wouldn't back down for nobody.
I heard he collected the 10 stars off any crooked lawman who crossed him.
It was a war, boy. The Lincoln County War. And Billy promised his regulators would take the life of every bastard who helped bushwhack John Tunstall.
Kid had a big chip on his shoulder and a hair-trigger temper. Made him dangerous as hell.
Nice. Gut. Dann geht's los. Silas Greaves kam 1910 nach Abilene und behauptete, er sei: Geh vorsichtig über schmale Brücken, sonst fällst du leicht in einen Abgrund. Ja, ich bin heute bisschen später gestartet im Stream. Ich habe heute den ganzen Tag nur Stress gehabt und habe gerade ein Zimmer umgebaut. Ihr wundert euch, warum ich die ganze Zeit nach oben schaue. Ich habe jetzt mir eine Wandhalterung gekauft und habe meinen anderen Fernseher dran gehängt. Und da läuft gerade alles, wo ich so ein bisschen gucken kann. Eigentlich relativ gut gemacht, cool gemacht. Und ja, jetzt schauen wir mal, wie es weitergeht. So, ne? Aber jetzt lang genug gefaselt, jetzt spielen wir mal eine Runde. Ich habe mal wieder voll Bock auf
It was about 30 years ago. Billy was hiding out in an abandoned farm near Stinking Springs.
Stinking Springs.
I threw in with the kid because the man I had sworn vengeance on was riding with Billy's enemies. But before I tell you why I want that sumbitch dead, let me tell you what happened that day. I was heading back to the hideout when suddenly I had this funny feeling.
Funny, haha?
No, Steve. The other kind of funny.
Ja, auf jeden Fall sollte es halt ziemlich cool gemacht sein. Ich schau gerade mal nochmal die Auflösung hier an. Oh, was passt damit? Wie gesagt, also es hat sich alles geändert und wir haben eigentlich alles komplett gut. Verstehe es auch nicht. Die Grafik hat jetzt passen. Ja, gut, dann ist sie da. Perfekt, ja. Dann schauen wir mal, was alles so heute abgeht noch. Ja, Red Dead Redemption 2 natürlich im Vordergrund. In 2 Wochen ist es ja soweit. Ich bin mega gehypt, ich freue mich schon dermaßen auf das Spiel. Ich habe mir das jetzt vorgestellt. Und ich werde vielleicht dazu auch noch ein Unboxing-Video machen. Ich bin ein bisschen bleich, ne? Sehe ich gerade so. Mal kurz gucken, ob ich das ändern kann. Da gucken wir gerade mal, aber an was liegt das? Ich will jetzt da nicht so viel verstellen, weil sonst habe ich nachher ein Problem. Machen wir hier auf 0. Jetzt müsste es besser sein, ne? Ne? Kraft 100%. Wäre ich heller? Da gehe ich eher ins Dunklere, ne? Aber jetzt hier ein bisschen Helligkeit rausnehmen. Kontrast höher. Sieht scheiße aus, ne? Ja. Stehe ich jetzt aber auch nicht. Ah, klar. Jetzt kann ich wieder komplett alles einstellen. Kann sein, dass ihr gleich weg seid. Ah, jetzt wird's heller. Na, schon besser, ne? Ein bisschen höher. Okay. Und dann muss ich hier kurz einstellen. Machen wir mal 140. So ist besser, ne? So muss passen. So, jetzt seht ihr mich auch besser. Gut, ich bin immer noch so ein bisschen dunkel. Aber das sollte eigentlich ja nichts machen. Hoffentlich. So, jetzt gucken wir gleich nochmal. So, ja, alles klar. Dann machen wir mal weiter hier. Und drücke 0, um das aktuelle Missionsziel anzusehen. Oh, oder was? Ach, oh. Kehre zum Versteck zurück, alles klar. Ja, auf jeden Fall Red Dead Redemption 2, ich freue mich schon so mega drauf, also es soll richtig mega geil sein. Das passt halt nicht. Ja gut, dann lassen wir das mal so. Und schauen mal, was da noch so gibt. Jetzt sind wir wieder am Anfang, jetzt haben wir einen Kreis gelaufen. Okay. Das erinnert mich irgendwie ein bisschen an Borderlands. Muss ich schon irgendwie sagen, ne?
You heard Pat. You need to stay here to keep an eye on the road.
That's not fair. We're missing all the
Guck
fun.
mal, da steht's.
I knew those two morons would never let me through. I had no choice.
Hell, shoot that sumbitch!
Warum verdienst du durch das Erledigen von Gegnern? Du brauchst sie, um durch Level-Aufstieg zusätzliche Fähigkeiten zu verdienen.
Was it Pat Garrett's posse?
Oh, yeah. I heard the shots and I knew I had to move fast. Garrett and his army of deputies had surrounded the entire homestead.
Spread out, goddammit!
Kann er sich ducken auch?
Come on, get him from the left! Keep on shooting! Don't let him catch a breath! Fire! They're coming from the rear!
I decided to help Billy and the boys out a bit. So that's just what I did.
Ah klar, einen haben sie getroffen.
Behind us! Stay on it! Cover fire!
Ja, genau, Alter. Ich habe nicht getroffen. Fuck. Ich bin der Beste.
As the governor of New Mexico was paying for the kid's apprehension, Garrett was able to hire every gun hand in Lincoln County.
Ja, ich musste gedrückt halten jetzt. Also ich habe voll im Spiel nichts gesehen, nichts gehört schon, aber nicht gesehen. Ja, war das
You're dead!
Ah, hier gibt's so diese Geheimnisse. Zu wählen. Du kannst hier einen Fähigkeitspunkt ausgeben. Wähle eine der 3 Fähigkeiten, Kategorien und erwirb die Fähigkeit ganz links. Beidhändiger Disbar. Scharfschütze auf großer Distanz wäre natürlich geil. Sollen wir Scharfschütze spielen? Ich hätte schon Bock drauf. Oder Desperados. Wäre auch cool. Aber so Nahkampf ist nicht so meins. Oh, der hat eine Schrotflinte, ne? Ah, komm mal, Scharfschütze. Okay. Visieransicht. Verlangsamt die Zeit, nimmt dir die Zeit beim Zielen. Beim Zielen mit einer lang- oder einhändigen Waffe hilft dir eine kurze rechte Maustaste. Mausklick wahrscheinlich. Konzentrationsähnliche Verzögerung gerade lang genug, um perfekt zu zielen. Jo, Leute, jo.
Garrett's men were running around like a bunch of chickens with their heads cut off.
Ah, das ist doch hier. Wo ist denn der da? Wo war der? Ah, da ist er.
Still, one of them reached the water tower.
Du kannst tödliche Schüsse nur bei Fischen.
Not a bad idea. It would be a turkey shoot from up there.
Nach rechts. Nice.
Luckily, these shooters Garrett hired weren't the sharpest tools in the shed.
I've got this.
That's a Russa.
A lot of them were saddle tramps or sod busters or drunken drifters looking to make a few bucks.
Guess you've had enough.
Oh, da kommt er.
You'll not for this. You hear me?
War ein bisschen zu schnell, ne?
I'll do you myself.
Junge. Für dich im Hintereingang dieses Oh.
Then, I heard a friendly voice yelling at me from the window. Back door! We'll cover you!
Start aiming, you idiot.
Truth be told, things weren't much better behind the house.
Ja, man ist der richtige Scharfschütze.
I cut their numbers in half, but that just made the ones that were left twice as mad. They made up for their lack of skill with a seemingly endless supply of ammo.
Geh hinein und triff bitte die Kids. Oh, cool, treffen die.
It was a bit of a slog, but I finally fought my way around the back of the house.
Hello.
And like that, I was inside, none the worse for wear. I passed Dirty Dave.
Deader than a rat in a trap.
Darf man gar nicht anschauen.
I'll do you myself.
And upstairs, I found Billy and Charlie Bolton.
Huh, you like that?
Mit 21 schon 21 Opfer.
Billy looked at me and said, "About time, amigo. Grab a gun and get to the window."
Wait, so you were friends with Billy the Kid?
Yeah, sort of. Anyway, we were surrounded by dozens of deputized shooters who wanted to do us harm. I'm telling you, Garrett's men were dropping like flies, but they just kept on coming.
Shoot that bastard! Where the hell Garrett get to? He's miserable now!
Jetzt wird's langsam.
That's when Charlie got hit. "They're catching us in a crossfire," shouted Billy. "Get to the other side."
Alles klar, mach ich. Oh, das war nix. Was denn jetzt? Kopfschuss. Kopfschuss. Die Füße weg. Oh. Jetzt komm her.
I don't know how many of those cocksuckers I personally put down, but it was pretty clear, even to Billy, that maybe discretion is the better part of valor.
What's that mean?
It means that it was time to cut and run. "They got a Gatling," Billy shouted. "Get the horses and bring them round back. I'll draw their attention." He directed that order at me, and I thought, why the hell do I have to do it? But I went anyway. Dumbass that I was back then.
Hold it off while I reload.
Those poor sons of bitches are done. Many would have fled in my place. But I had that false sense of invincibility that many young men have, like Jack here.
What are you saying, old man?
Jack is just joshing with you.
Yeah, he better be.
Mr. Graves, please continue.
Please, call me Silas, ma'am.
Schmeißt erstmal das Ding weg.
Now, where was I?
Natürlich Scharfschütze. Wahrheitssuche? Tipps zum Nageln der Wahrheit. Lass keine wichtigen Details aus. Zusätzliche Geräusche und Hinweise leiten dich zu den verborgenen Nuggets der Wahrheit. Vorausgesetzt, du bist nah genug, das bringt dir mehr Erfahrung. Höhere Munitionskapazität. Gewehr. Trage noch mehr deiner tödlichen Gewehre mit dir herum. Du erhältst 100% mehr Kapazität für Munition. Erstmal mehr Erfahrung, das ist gerade mal wichtiger, das Bausteigen.
You were heading for the barn.
Was soll ich da hoch? Hallo.
Gonna gut you like a fish!
Okay.
Right. Making my way past a passel of fallen foes.
Kann ich Waffen wechseln? Achso. Weiter geht's.
Sounds like Garrett hired a whole regiment of hired guns.
Yeah, and just when I thought I was done with them, more of these hapless bastards would pop up. Finally, I had the stables within my reach.
Da ist der Start. Da dachte ich, wir waren schon nicht.
And that's when I met Sheriff Pat Garrett.
I read that you went toe-to-toe with him, sir. That backstabbing bastard with that tacked-on tin star.
Was los? Jetzt so. Spinnt wieder. Sehr ungeschickt. Pat Garrett. Der alte Patty, den nehmen wir mit.
You challenged him to a showdown.
You read that in a dime novel?
It said he showed no fear as he took your measure with eyes like a rattlesnake.
Wenn der Gegner zur Waffe greift, drücke linke Maustaste, um die Waffe zu ziehen. Ziele mit Schieße dann.
And that you killed him in a fair fight.
Is that what that Penny Dreadful said? No, boy. That ain't what I meant when I said I met Pat Garrett. So let me start again. I finally reached those damn stables.
Diesmal wirklich. Hat er wieder ein bisschen gelogen.
Stepped inside, and last thing I heard was Garrett's voice. That's not Billy.
And go on. How did it end?
And, boy, that was just the beginning.
Volk. IP gesammelt. 13.730. Nächste Level 17.000 erlegte. 75. Präzision von 10 Euro. Ein bisschen über die Hälfte. Das ist so gut. Waffe der Wahl. 6 Schüsse. Auszeichnung der Wahl. Kopfschuss. Pat Garrett ehrenhaft getötet. Nice. Nuggets der Wahrheit. Ich habe 2 von 3. Also nichts. Okay. Aber kann ich ein bisschen neu starten und das Ding fortfahren. Weil ich glaube, ihr werdet es nicht nochmal sehen.
So what happened? Did Garrett arrest you?
Yeah, after I came to, the bastard had clocked me with his Colt.
And the kid surrendered?
When he realized there was no getting out of there alive.
So they locked you up in Lincoln?
Indeed they did. Sentenced me to hang right along with the kid.
Nach Stinking Springs lag Billy the Kid und Silas Green im Gefängnis. Sie blieben dort bis zum Frühling. Er schaltete die Akimbo-Fähigkeit frei, um Waffen beidhändig frei halten zu können. Bei mir aber nicht.
It's important to know that I was only riding with Billy so I could find the bastard I was after.
Gefängnis von Lincoln, 28.
He was with John Kinney's gang, and they were sworn enemies of Billy's regulators.
Why were you after him?
I owed that son of a bitch a bullet for what he had done to me and mine. Instead, all I got for myself was a goddamn death sentence. Luckily, it was right around then that I heard Billy make his move.
Moment, ich bin hier gerade ein bisschen verwirrt. Jetzt kommt schon. So. Und weiter geht's.
He shot Jim Bell and a few other guards as he made his getaway. Later, they wrote that some lady friend planted a pistol for him in the privy. What the papers didn't say is that Billy helped me escape too. My first order of business was finding a firearm.
Erstmal eine Knarre, natürlich. Irgendwo in der Nähe. Oh, da ist schon ein Tod.
Luckily, I located Deputy Bob Ollinger's mean-ass shotgun.
Shotgun, ja. Bob Collingers Schrottflinte, Kaliber 10, Whitney. Da geht's ab, Jungs und Mädels. Da geht's ab.
I saw Billy through the window, and he yelled that I should take to the rooftops to make my escape. So I did.
Anybody see Billy? Oh, son of a bitch!
Hell yeah. That scatter gun was like a double-barreled howitzer. It could blow a man clear off his feet. You hardly had to aim at that. The kids' escape raised a huge ruckus. Guards were everywhere looking for it.
Can't let the kid get away! Anybody see him?
I had to jump from roof to roof like a damn alley cat. I followed the planks where I could, but some of that wood was slippery as hell. The whole town was up in arms. Suddenly, I was a fugitive.
Garrett's gonna kick our ass! Can't have gotten far! Gotta be around here somewhere. Billy broke out of jail.
Violence is not the answer.
So that bastard you were after, what did he do?
He did me and my family a grievous harm. But I knew if I was ever gonna find him, I would need to get my ever-loving ass out of there. I tried to be stealthy and sneak my way past.
This town doesn't have a moment's peace.
Was wieder auf dem Mann, Jetzt geht's ab.
You! But hell if they weren't all waiting for me. Apparently, some of them thought I was Billy.
Ich glaube nicht, dass der noch aufsteht. Ups. Verkehrte Taste.
He's in town somewhere.
See, me and the kid shared a certain similarity in build and coloring. I was just glad I had Deputy Bob's mean-ass shotgun.
Surrender yourself! They're shooting in the street! I'm getting the hang of this!
Come on, Kopfschuss. Beide Füße.
I don't get paid enough for this!
There's children here.
We're gonna be in deep shit with
So much lead was whizzing by my head, it was like everyone in Lincoln wanted to put me in the ground. I knew I needed to find a horse.
Fuck, man.
Though I never did have a great fondness for those four-legged grasses. Smelly, sweaty, ungrateful beasts. We prize them too high, if you ask me.
Zusätzlicher Zoom beim Zielen haltet die Luftraum für mehr Präzision, wenn du eine Weile ziehst und einzelnen Ziel konzentriert hältst und zusätzlichen Zoom. So schnell geht es.
Let's do this!
Ich habe mal noch Call of Duty Bound and Bug gespielt. Das war auch ein geiles Spiel.
You won't get away from Put down your weapon!
Put down your weapons. Put down your weapons.
I don't get paid enough for this!
Yeah, fine, yeah. So, wo habt ihr den Workout aufnehmen? Ah, hier. Beide Buchstaben, okay. So, wo geht's jetzt hier weiter?
Damn town's going to hell in a handbasket!
Ah, hier unten.
But where was the kid while you were busy getting shot at?
Gone. And that's when it occurred to me why Billy set me free. Hey! so I could be a hapless decoy and draw attention while he snuck out of town.
Sag mir.
I knew if I made it out of there in one piece, no one would put a price on my head.
Wo hat er geschossen?
Because everybody in Lincoln would be dead?
No, because they all thought I was Billy, and all that blame would fall on him. Meanwhile, Deputy Bob Ollinger was organizing a posse to put me down. He was already a mean son of a bitch, but he was doubly pissed that I stole his mean-ass shotgun. Anyway, it was me or them, and the only way forward led me straight to perdition. But the cards were dealt, and I had no choice but to play them.
Du willst helfen, der eigentlich rausschnitt ist.
You're gonna be a cheap shit when that gets back. God damn you!
Arm yourselves!
How the hell did he get away?
Oh, nice. Kann er verdienen. Noch einer. Ah, hier.
Don't let him get away!
Ja, gibt's denn nicht? Wie halten wir denn aus?
Surrender yourself! Give it up!
Ich weiß auch nicht. Ja, Musik.
Can't hide forever!
Du bist weg. Du bist auch weg.
Cheap shit when that gets back!
Ja, das gibt's leider. Startlöchen. Stark. Mach kurz. Nee. Guck mal, wie viel kommen da eigentlich noch?
You're dead!
Ah, Mama.
Finally, I found what I was looking for. The stables on the edge of town.
I guess Billy saved your ass, taking out Bob Ollinger the way he did.
Billy didn't kill Bob.
Well, sure he did. He dispatched him right after he shot Deputy Bell.
No, sir. Because Bob came right up behind me, angry as hell that Billy had lit out. "Hello, Bob," I said. "I think you better let me go." And he says, "I don't think so, boy. Not with my shotgun." So we stood there in the middle of the street, eyeball to eyeball. He intended to kill me, and I knew I had no choice but to defend myself.
Passe mit A und D die Handposition an, um schneller zu ziehen. Wenn du deinen Herzschlag hörst, kannst du deine Waffe zuerst ziehen. Das wird jedoch als unehrenhaft betrachtet und entsprechend gewertet. Oh, der ist ein bisschen schneller. Ja, es liegt einem heute ein bisschen Western, ja. Ein bisschen Einstimmen auf Red Dead Redemption 2. Ja, das ist, er ist jetzt Call of Juarez ganz länger. Falls du das kennst, geht gleich weiter. Muss mal kurz was gucken. Ich habe gerade noch was gesehen. So. So. Ist noch nicht alles. Ist noch nicht alles perfekt eingestellt, weil vorher ein Ding gab, ein Update von Streamlabs. Jetzt muss ich halt schauen. Ja, fortfahren. Hat sich das Spiel jetzt aufgehängt, oder? Hallo. Taste. Oh, geil, Spiel abgeschmiert. Oh. Geilo. Keine Angst, Leute, geht gleich weiter. Kann sein, dass wir jetzt nochmal das gleiche machen müssen. Die gleiche Mission. Da kann ich aber nichts, wenn das Game abschmiert. Jetzt komm schon. Fortfahren, spielen, fortfahren. Nach Stinking Springs landeten Billy die Kind und sie das Screaming Gefängnis. Sie blieben dort bis zum Frühling. Ja, geil, darf man nochmal machen. Ach ja. Wer hat sich das Spiel ausgedacht?
He intended to kill me, and I knew I had no choice but to defend myself.
Was da jetzt mit der Hand, Mensch? Oh, gerade noch so.
I killed him in a fair fight. Everybody saw I had no damn choice. Well, Lincoln got a mite depopulated that day. Pat Garrett gunned down Billy 3 months later, so his escape was all for naught anyway.
Mal gerade was gucken. Könnt ihr so lange die Story genießen? Ja, soll ich ein bisschen leiser machen? Soll ich den... Ja gut, dann mache ich den Ton ein bisschen leiser.
Curly Bill Brocious? Johnny Ringo?
Led by old man Clanton himself.
They must have paid you a pretty penny to take them hombres on.
Not really. But truth be told, I had my own reasons for going after those boys.
Machen wir gleich leiser. Wenn du sagst, es ist ein bisschen zu laut, dann machen wir ein bisschen leiser. Müssen wir machen, ne? Aber wisst ihr was? Ich habe noch was vergessen eigentlich. Müssen wir gleich nochmal aufstehen. Erledige den Schildkämpfer mit einem Schuss durch das Loch im Schild oder mit Dynamit. Das ist ein geiler Tipp. Dynamit ist immer gut.
So was the bastard you were after now riding with the cowboys?
Roscoe Bob Bryant was his name.
Also, dann machen wir mal ein bisschen leiser.
Oh. But no, this time it was a different bastard I was after.
Immer noch nicht besser, ne?
The aforementioned Mr. Ringo. And yes, he was working for old man Clanton.
Auf geht's. Wo ist er?
Where's he going?
I came upon them robbing a stagecoach, which wasn't surprising, being they were such murderous thieves and bastards. The bandits wore red scarves, so I knew they worked for the old man.
Over there! Where? ¿Quién carajo es ese?
I did my best to help the poor passenger.
No, war noch nicht. Oh, doch nicht. Muss schon vorkommen, ja.
Moments later, the attackers were dead, and I checked the stagecoach to see how many passengers were still breathing. None. It was then I wondered if the rocks weren't hiding more bandits. Was that all of them? Or did I just hit the rear guard? I quickly got my answer. They attacked from on high like Apaches often did.
Oh. Apaches.
They would appear in great numbers from above and rain down lead on their hapless enemies' heads. Taking use of the high ground and whatever else they had. Yep, the Apaches always appeared out of nowhere, and there never seemed to be an end to them.
Hold on. Were you attacked by Apaches? What happened to the cowboys?
Did I say they were Apaches? I said Clanton's cowboys attacked me Apache style. I was in a pitched battle, but I was holding my own against an overwhelming enemy force.
Where's he going?
See, at the time, I was still pretty green, but often blunder into regrettable situations.
Schade.
But I just kept shooting at anything I could see up in those damn rocks. I didn't see Ringo, but I knew he was with the cowboys. He and Roscoe Bob had done me a dreadful wrong, and I was determined to have my revenge. But to get to Ringo, I knew I'd have to find my way past these other assholes first. Unfortunately, I was running out of ammo. Another perfect example of my relative inexperience as a hunter of men. I immediately knew that a tactical retreat was called for, as my vengeful fury was much less impressive without the bullets to back it up.
Oh, Alter.
Finally, they managed to corner me. Trapped as I was, the odds of my survival seemed pretty slim. Luckily, serendipity was on my side as I suddenly spotted a way out of my predicament.
Ich hab keine Munition mehr. Komm mal auf, Mann. Headshot. Oh. Ich glaube, jetzt sind wir ein bisschen tot, ja? Ach ja.
Stand and fight, you coward!
Kannst du nicht mal was trinken, ey?
We're waiting for you!
Haben wir jetzt wieder Muni? Nee.
He's getting away!
I ran ahead as if the devil himself was after me. Bullets were whizzing by my ears, but I wasn't about to roll over and die. I just kept running like there was no tomorrow.
Du hast recht.
Because there wouldn't be if Clanton and his men caught up with me. As I was scurrying around those caves, I thought, what was I thinking? Going up against a gang like this.
Oder 4 Schüsse. Sollte man es aufhören, falls es wirklich ist.
I just kept running, not knowing where the hell I was going.
Ja, das ist echt schlimm, ne? Wir müssen immer weitermachen.
And that's when something miraculous happened. Like manna from heaven, I found the desiccated remains of what looked like an Apache warrior. The old weapon next to him supplied me with some much-needed ammunition.
Nice.
Bat Masterson once told me it was more important to be lucky than good, and he would know.
Seid ihr auf dem Weg? Jetzt müssen... Was ist denn das für eine Kacke, Alter? Jetzt bin ich gerade abgehauen und jetzt müssen wir zurückkommen, oder was?
And imagine my surprise when I found a fistful of dynamite to go along with that ammo. That stroke of good fortune evened the odds and bolstered my confidence. It was time to turn the tables. Time for the prey to become the predator. Time for the hunted to become the hunter. Time.
All right, Jesus, we get it. They were right where you wanted them.
That's right. I was done running. The old man's boys were not expecting that. No, sir. I came at them like a wildcat. My fury knew no bounds.
Oh, guck mal, hier ist noch ein Secret. Gucken wir mal das Secret mitnehmen. Ja, ich hab schon gesehen.
It was finally time for that old man to pay for his sins.
Wie komme ich jetzt da hoch? Das ist ja auch voll die Verarsche, oder? Kannst du nicht mehr da hoch? Ah, doch so. Oh, durch. Nice. Doc Holiday. Sind wir jetzt verkehrt gelaufen oder richtig? Old Man Clanton. Uns gemein Lounge.
I yelled out at the top of my lungs, Clanton, I'm coming for you! A little stealth might have made more sense, to be perfectly honest. Because that old fool had a Gatling gun and enough bullets to last him till kingdom come. But I knew I could not let that deter me.
Lass ihn nicht so oft treffen.
Not if I was to find and kill Ringo. I needed to get that old man off that gun.
Wir kommen mal, umso besser schießt der jetzt, ne? Ist ja auch klar.
ever do to you?
Natürlich, nachher verbessern. Verzielte Sexschüsse. Neben dem herrlichen Aussehen ein Meisterwerk der Technik und eine tödliche Waffe. Der vereinfachte Auslösen des bestimmte längere Lauf ermöglichen dieser eher plumpen Waffen eine schnellere Feuerrate und mehr Beweglichkeit.
Damn contraption, damn to death.
Oh, das ist scheiße.
Where you get?
Das hat ein bisschen was gefordert ist, ne? Wo das 2013 ist, glaube ich, ne? Das ist alles falsch.
Most everyone thought it was the Ruales who had come up against him in Guadalupe Canyon, but it was just me.
Das habe ich jetzt gerade nicht gesehen. Das habe ich nicht gesehen. Der hat eine schnelle Heilungsrate, das ist gut. Oh, jetzt hab ich auch genommen. Was, das hat ja nichts gemacht, oder was? Ah, da kann man nicht raus. Nur zwei.
Hey, let's see what you made
Oh,
of.
fuck.
There you go. Oh, gotta reload.
Apparently, one of the cowboys made it out of there alive and told Ike and Billy Clanton that it wasn't a Mexican who took their father's life that day. They just assumed it was one of the Earps, and that little misunderstanding eventually led to that legendary gunfight at the OK Corral.
OK Corral. Nuggets der Wahrheit haben wir bloß reingefunden. Dafür haben wir neuen Code. Das sieht richtig mega nice aus.
A few weeks after that dust-up at the OK Corral, I was still after Johnny Ringo.
Johnny Ringo.
I had tracked him and the cowboys to their hideout at a sawmill, and they were loaded for bear.
Neues Ding. Oh ja, dann machen wir erst das und dann schnelles Lachlein-Gewehr. Dann haben wir das voll. Dann machen wir schnelles Zielen. Geil. Oh, das wird richtig nice.
So, what exactly did Johnny Ringo do to piss you off?
Well, him and that other bastard.
Roscoe Bob Bryant?
Yep. They both deserve to die, and I promise I'll tell you why. But first I need to tell you about the cowboys' new boss, Curly Bill Brocious.
Earth coming!
Get ready, boys.
Na, sonst geht's hier schon noch gut, oder? Muss ich aber auch nicht schießen.
Curly Bill took charge of the cowboys upon the old man's demise. And after that gunfight at the OK Corral, the Clantons wanted
Kann sein, dass du
revenge.
vielleicht zu leise redest, kann auch sein. Mach den ein bisschen leiser.
So they murdered Morgan Earp, grievously wounded his older brother Virgil.
So, müsste jetzt besser sein, ne? Kann ich gucken, das ist auch mal weit, finde ich. Warte mal. So, müsste jetzt wirklich besser sein, ne? Wirklich doch nicht, wenn ich schieße. Oh, Alter. Nochmal ein bisschen üben.
Wyatt and Doc went on what became known as the Vendetta Ride, hunting those outlaws down. So when I showed up, that's who they thought I was.
Cut him down!
Wo ist er? Ach so, warte mal, wir haben ja hier oben einen Gold Nugget. Ein Nugget der Wahrheit. Jetzt ja. Das interessiert doch keinen. Nugget der Wahrheit. Was ist das? Okay, da kann ich nicht lang. Oh, das darfst du nicht einfach machen. Okay. Boah, Alter. Krieg ich jetzt voll die Packung hier von dem, oder was?
I'm ending you!
Jetzt aber. Also ich finde ja kein Nugget. Das ist voll ein Nugget der Wahrheit. Das ist ja nice. So, dann weiter. Das ist jetzt auch nicht. Oh, nee, ist auch nicht. Nee, ich will jetzt keinen Nugget. Obwohl du vorher gesagt hast, hier ist irgendwo ein Nugget. Verstehe ich aber auch nicht.
There were killers around every corner, all wearing red bandanas.
Das ist geschossen.
That's how the cowboys identified each other. And I was beginning to wish I had one myself.
Ja, geh du doch.
But I wasn't about to let Ringo walk away unscathed. And that's what drove me forward.
Du brauchst dich gar nicht bewegen, Junge. Dann bist du so weg.
They say that Ringo was infernally fast.
I hardly saw anyone faster, boy. Certainly not Wyatt Earp. That man was all hat and no cat.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Kill him!
Earp wasn't much of a match for him, but Doc Holliday might have taken it.
That lunger should have kept his nose out of it. They never charged anyone for the murder of Morgan Earp.
But everybody knew that Curly shot him in the back. That was common knowledge.
Yeah, maybe so. But Ringo had nothing to do with it. He was just being loyal to a friend.
Is that what you call it? Being loyal. Well, to get to that loyal friend, I had to pass by some buzzsaws as big as a man.
Aber jetzt nichts drin, das ist leer irgendwie. Komisch. Das kann nicht so packen.
Excuse me, sir. I have a question.
What's that, Dwight?
After old man Clanton died, why didn't his son take over the Cowboys?
Because Ike Clanton was dumber than a box of rocks and a yellow belly to boot. Now, where was I?
Taking down the entire cowboy gang single-handed.
Indeed I was, Jack. Though it wasn't easy, as those boys had good cover.
Kill him already!
Ah, Revolver hält da hinten. Er ist auch weg.
Can't believe you both missed.
Kann ich mich nicht noch drüber freuen? Also ich hab dir gerade dreimal eine Bombe geschossen.
Dead man! Yeah, you know you can't beat me.
Oh, Revolver hält.
Face me, you coward! Blame him! Game on their knee, none. I'm done with you.
Die ganze Zeit schießt keiner.
There he is. Oh, dear, I do now. In for the kill. Oh, now what? Let that asshole get away with that. Oh, you are get out of
Schildkröte, ja genau.
You
Den scheiß Schildkröte macht.
dynamite! You gonna need a cannon! Look out!
Oh Mann, das mal mit dem Scheiß.
Now you're in trouble.
There were carts everywhere, piles of lumber, and God knows what else for people to hide behind. That really was one hell of a sawmill. Quite an impressive operation.
Alles willst du hoch. Genau, da komme ich hoch, aber hier nicht. Das heißt, ich kann das ein bisschen beschleunigen. Also 2013 wird man immer so rechnen, ne? So. Da müssen wir hin.
And where was Curly Bill? Did you see him?
I'm about to get to that, Ben. Patience. I'm painting a picture here. There was this beautiful waterfall and a crystal clear stream that led to a verdant valley that was truly...
Consider your picture painted. What happened next?
Well, finally the bastards that were still alive made a last stand.
Oh Mann, okay. Kann man schon das nachfragen, warum die da sind. Vorsicht. Aber mal nicht runterfallen. Echt jetzt? Kann er nicht mal schwimmen oder was, der Penner?
Curly Bill, Johnny Ringo, and his compadres took off into the lumber yard, and I followed after.
Oder auch nicht. Curly Bill.
Are you saying they ran? Cowardice was not in Ringo nor Curly Bill's nature.
No, sir. I never said they were running scared. They just wanted me out in the open.
Time to dance wherever you are! You working to kill you like I killed Morgan or that some bitch. Be right here, kill me! Let's do this! Nice and peace, brother! Shit!
Ja, genau, oder?
Come on out, son!
Alter, mit der jetzt schnell mal. Ja, wo ist er jetzt? Ja, gleich da. Oh, jetzt habe ich verkehrt die Taste gedrückt.
Brocious gave me no choice but to take his life. But Ringo was nowhere to be found.
I knew you didn't kill Ringo, because he was found dead in a different location altogether.
To this day, his killer is still unknown.
Indeed. Took me a few months before I finally tracked his ass to West Turkey Creek Canyon.
Nächste Stadt. Johnny Ringo. Oh, okay, so.
That's incredible, sir. I always thought that Doc Holliday was the one that killed him.
Headshot.
Sorry I had to ruin the legend for you, boy. But the legend ain't always true. Doc Holliday had nothing to do with the death of Johnny Ringo. I was paid a healthy bounty for Ringo and Curly Bill, and realized there was real money to be made. That's why I went after Henry Plummer.
Down miners and robbing gold shipments?
That's the one.
Oh yeah, I remember him. He ran that gang of thieving outlaws called the Innocents.
So it's true that you went toe-to-toe with him?
Indeed I did, son. Indeed I did.
Dude, I do.
I knew I needed resources if I was going to track down Roscoe Bob Bryant.
Das müsste eigentlich leise sein.
And hunting Plummer looked like a good way to get rich quick.
Jetzt ist leiser.
As the local vigilantes exposed him as the leader of the bandits and put a generous price on his head. Plummer rallied his gang to plunder one last gold mine before making their escape, and that's where I thought I'd find him.
Kann man den einfach erschießen?
As my late father pointed out to me more than once,
It makes me nervous
God-made
getting so
men.
close to all these goddamn
Samuel
barrels
Colt
of
made him
gunpowder.
equal.
Why would you be nervous? No one has the cojones to come after us. As long as you don't light up a cigar, we're fine.
Besides, George is up there on the rocks with that rifle of his. Nothing gets past him.
Der steht nicht mehr auf. Dann war nur hoch. Oh, das ist schon ein bisschen weit weg mit das Ding. Nice. Was? Die Range. Das ist die besser, oder? Gucken wir mal was. War nicht so viel zum Kloppen. Alter, jetzt kannst du echt was machen.
Who the hell is that then?
Don't let him get a shut up!
Noch einer? Nee. Ja, genau. Komm ich gar nicht hoch, ne? Oh, so ein Überraschungsangriffsstoff mit die Erde.
I knew that dynamite wasn't mine, so I decided the polite thing would be to return it. It was the biggest gold rush since Sutter's Mill in '48. Unfortunately, prospectors weren't the only ones drawn to those riches. There were thieves and killers, robbing travelers and hijacking gold shipments. Like those that ran with Plummer. Some were just regular folks I knew from town, drawn by greed and easy pickings. Charlie Crow, the blacksmith. James, who worked in the stable.
Put that moron out of his...
Sam and Jeremiah Barber, the butchers.
Ich hab's wieder zu spät gesehen, dass da scheiß Dynamit ist, hey. Mann! Das gibt's doch nicht!
Ordinary citizens who lived a double life. Stealing and thieving and murdering their neighbors. Of course, the rest were veterans of the Civil War. Stone-cold killers trained on the bloody fields of Shiloh and Antietam. Plummer had a lot of men on his payroll. A hell of a lot. That son of a bitch pretended to protect the public with one hand while stealing them blind with the other. He set up a defensive perimeter which I had no idea how to breach. I was outnumbered and in way over my head, but I was too damn stubborn and stupid to realize it. They must have thought I was tough.
Damn ears are ringing.
Or had some kind of death wish. Seeing as there were barrels of gunpowder everywhere.
Aber als erstes geschossen.
Watch out for the goddamn gunpowder!
One stray bullet, one stray spark, and I'd be blown to hell and gone. Did I have any second thoughts about what I was doing? No. I thought I was some kind of hero. I finally made it past and headed on to meet my destiny. But first, I had something I needed to figure out. I had a few ideas on how to get into that mine, but once I made my decision, I knew there was no turning back. So my first thought was to enter the nearest mine portal. I saw an entrance. Made sense.
I'll flank him!
It was the quickest way in, but that also made it more dangerous.
Do you know who we are?
As there would undoubtedly be enemy pickets posted along the way.
Come out! you yellow bastard! Plumber wants that God damn him!
Besides, once you enter a mine like that, it's easy to get all turned around.
Hört aber eigentlich
Had
nicht.
enough?
And that confusing maze of corridors wouldn't even be the worst of it.
Und da wo Gegner kommen, ist ja mal richtig.
Some of those shafts could be as deep as hell. A single stumble or misstep could easily end in a deadly plunge to oblivion.
I'm here!
Wo?
I will drop you in a mine shaft!
Wird man nicht eigentlich das Dynamik zurückkommen?
Quick reflexes often make up for a lack of common sense. Luckily, I was never one to be easily bushwhacked.
Sorry, ich bin irgendwie gerade ein bisschen down.
I would just need to be careful not to blow myself to kingdom come. With all that gunpowder and dynamite everywhere, a body has to know what he's shooting at. All it takes is one tiny spark, and boom.
Okay. Wieso darf ich nicht? Okay.
Take that asshole out! You don't deserve to die like this! You can run, but you can't hide! You must be
Kann ich jetzt noch schießen?
One wrong bullet could have turned that mine into a dad blasted. It's a good thing that I abandoned that ridiculous plan before I even tried it.
Das ist
Instead, I spotted a ladder way into the mine from the opposite side. It was a long way around, but that approach seemed more sensible at the time. Of course, being I had a problem with heights, that scaffolding scared the bejesus out of me. Climbing down that ladder required some caution, because even though I had a younger man's reflexes, no man can dodge a damn bullet while climbing down a rickety ladder. I needed to make a leap of faith, which ain't easy when you're suspended between heaven and hell. I was determined not to give up. As Sheriff Plummer seemed quite the despicable character. When the vigilantes discovered what the sheriff was up to, people were outraged. That 10,000 they put on his head would go a long way to helping me find old Bob.
Put that moron out of his misery.
And I had made it my mission to settle that score come hell or high water. But first, I would have to make a choice. Take the elevator or climb the ladder.
Alles gut, dass sie dir auch die Entscheidung mal ein bisschen lassen.
Was a mad dog killer, and the people of Nevada City deserved better.
Nevada City? Well, I thought Plummer met his maker in Bannock, Montana.
Right, well, he was the sheriff of both places at one time or another, but that's neither here nor there. The point was, taking him down would save a lot of lives, including my own.
Er sieht ein bisschen aus wie von Borderlands 2, der Große mit dem Kinderwaffen. Das sieht ein bisschen aus.
This is gonna hurt. Well, this day is just getting worse and worse for you, ain't it?
Henry Plummer was clearly unhinged, and I could see right away that this was gonna take some doing.
They're gonna bury you in a million pieces! I shocked that you can't do it again! Oh! God damn it! I need some help here! Come on, boys! Take this cocksucker out! It's about
Was jetzt?
They're gonna bury you in a million pieces! Why don't you just join the circus? Oh! No blood money for you today! You want some more?
Shit.
This, you son of a bitch! Show off! You can shoot, but can you aim? We're gonna need a dustpan to pick you up! You're dead! How like that? What? I can shoot too! They're gonna bury you in a million pieces!
Alter, was gibt's denn? Was ist denn das für ein Penner?
I'm going all medieval on your ass.
Sag mal, was ist los, ey?
You can shoot, but can you aim? Today. They're gonna bury you in a million pieces. Show yourself. I can shoot too. They're gonna bury you.
So that's how Henry Plummer died. Him and his crew were worth their weight in gold. And now, I was officially a bounty hunter.
Aber jetzt ab jetzt erst noch. Wahnsinn.
So, did you finally go after that Bob feller?
Well, I heard word he was in Kansas with John Wesley Hardin. So that's where I went.
Where in Kansas?
Abilene. Why do you ask, Ben?
No reason.
Was Hardin as fast as Ringo?
Ringo was fast, but John Wesley was as fast as the devil himself.
John Wesley Hardin.
Hell, he killed his first man at 15. From that day forward, he had a price on his head and wouldn't back down for nobody, not even Wild Bill Hickok himself.
Roscoe Bob Bryan finanzieren zu können. Im Nahkampf ist die Kombination von zwei abgesickten Schrotflinten in der Regel am tödlichsten. Ja, aber ich bin kein Nahkämpfer. Ich bin nämlich ein Fernkämpfer. Aber
I dodged death many a time, and that night in Abilene was so different.
was ich tut? Das ist jetzt aufhören, ich habe nämlich brutal Hunger. Und würde sagen, dass wir uns dann auf jeden Fall in der nächsten Folge wiedersehen oder das nächste Mal. Ich werde jetzt am nächsten Samstag wieder streamen. Oder vielleicht sogar freitags, ich weiß es nicht. Ich muss mal gucken, Freitag oder Samstag auf jeden Fall werde ich streamen und das werden wir weiterspielen. Dann geht es auf jeden Fall nächstes Wochenende auch nochmal, also übernächstes Wochenende auch nochmal soweit. Und dann werden wir am Freitag den ganzen lieben langen Tag werden wir nicht Sea of Thieves. Jetzt habe ich gerade Sea of Thieves gesehen, deswegen ja, also nächste Woche am 12. oder am 13. und am 19. oder 20. werde ich auch nochmal streamen, also jedes Wochenende gerade. Und am 26. werden wir dann Red Dead Redemption 2 spielen. Ich habe mir die Ultimate Steelbook Edition gekauft und die werde ich dann noch unboxen, weil ich kriege die ungefähr am 24. Und da werden wir dann mal zusammen reinschauen, ne? Also bis dahin macht's gut und ich wünsche euch noch einen schönen Tag, Abend oder eine gute Nacht, gell? Macht's gut. Wir sehen uns. Ciao, ciao.